Good Monday morning, Tabernacle Baptist Church family and friends. Today is Monday, May the 19th, and we're looking forward to a tremendous week ahead. We've been in a series on these Monday Minutes on the heart of Christ, and last week we began to walk through John chapter number 6 and verse 37. If you were to read the chapter of John 6, Jesus is teaching his disciples that he is the bread of life. And right before that text, Jesus walks on the sea there and he calms the disciples' heart. And then we come to this beautiful verse in John 6 and verse 37. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. You can feel in the text how emphatic Jesus is. In the original language, it's actually a double negative. It would read, I will not cast out. And Jesus is making this point that those that come to him, he will receive, that he will love, that he will care for, that he will accept. You know, humanly speaking, our mind and heart, when someone does us wrong or someone comes against us, it's easy to write them off. And what we see here in the heart of Christ is you see his love. You see his compassion. You see his care. That Jesus is willing and ready to accept fallen and anxious sinners, and his ability to receive them is limitless. In our mind, we would come up with a multitude of reasons for Jesus not to accept us, for Jesus not to love us. But you know, the Lord will never tire of us coming to him. You could say to him, I've really messed up. And he would say, I know. You could say to him, I've done these things. I've thought these things. I've acted in this manner. And yet the Bible tells us when we come to him, there is an acceptance. There is a love there as our heart is repentant towards him. I wrote down this morning, just thinking about this verse, I wrote down, he understands my past and he understands my present. That the Lord, that when we bring these things to him that cometh to me, I will in no wise cast out. All the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me, I will in no wise cast out. The burdens are heavy, and Jesus says, let me carry them. The difficulties are multiplied or great, and Jesus says, bring those to me. He knows the ugliness of our heart, and he won't cast us out. You know, humanly speaking, every human friend has a limit. You can offend, you can damage, you can betray, and eventually that human friend will cut you off. Yet Jesus says, those that come to him, I'll never cast them out. In our mind, we would think those that have it all together, those that live pain-free lives, when they come to me, I'm going to accept them. And Jesus says, all those that come to me, I will in no wise cast out. This morning I was reminded of this verse, Psalm 63 and verse 8. My soul followeth hard after thee, thy right hand upholdeth me. You know, here in the Gospel of John, you see the heart of the Lord. That in our failure, he will accept us, he'll love us, he's gracious to us. You see his love. his heart is the green pastures and still waters of endless reassurance of his presence and comfort. You know, these last 2 weeks, we've looked at this one verse. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. Verse 38, John 6, for I came down from heaven, not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me. What a great reminder this week that we can bring our burdens, our cares, our difficulties to a loving and gracious Heavenly Father. And I would pray even this week that you would unburden yourself with those things to him and allow him to help you, to guide you, to love you, to a great relationship with him.